Hi, I'm Sarah from Catch Media Simulation. The media reporting of the LA fires in the 48 hours following the blazes has been a prime example of where speculation has been allowed to run rampant rather than the state government countering rumours and false messaging expediently. As a journalist turned strategic crisis response consultant, watching the way that information was communicated to the media, I had my head in my hands at times. There's no water in the hydrants. No explanation given. The reservoir is empty. No explanation. Seawater is not being used. No explanation. There are not enough fire engines. No explanation. The mayor's in Africa. No explanation. Indeed, she went mute when confronted by reporters for her return flight. She didn't even say no comment. She just blanked the media. Fire insurance was cancelled on so many houses before the fire. No explanation. The emergency services lost control of the emergency alert system. Millions of erroneous evacuation orders were being received. No explanation. 60 Oregon fire trucks had been held in Sacramento due to failing emissions testing. No further information. When the governor was pressed on the lack of water on national television, he said, "It's a local problem. They'll work it out." Maybe there were no reasons to give, but more than likely, there were very good reasons for so much of what was happening, but it was not being communicated effectively. Meanwhile, the multiplying fires led to rampant speculation and arguments on social media, all half-formed theories and everyone disputing the posts of others. They focused on the pros and cons of dropping salt water on national parks, the conductivity of salt water as opposed to fresh water, the recent cutbacks, everyone had an example of the cuts, the impact of COVID mandates on staffing levels, right up to the possibility of a directed energy weapon being used and deliberate land grabs. As the silence lengthened, the suggestions became more and more sensational. This, of course, is the real danger of not feeding the media from the moment the crisis occurs. Not answering a question does not make the question go away. It throws up 10 more, and it creates hostility between the press and responders and between the army of citizen journalists who will fill any gaps the authorities or the media leave. It took Governor Newsom's office 2 days to put out an official release on all the problems, which aimed the blame at various government departments, but took absolutely no responsibility at the governor's level. We then saw the chief of the fire department turn on the Los Angeles leadership on live television, saying the failings were all their fault. Rumours abounded she'd been fired, but that was denied. However, she did not stop adding fuel to the fire of local government mishandling of the fires. Gavin Newsom called on the White House to intervene in the so-called misinformation. But this was his state, his crisis, and his personnel. One thing is for sure, that no organisation wants to be in this situation post-crisis. All questions need an answer before crises happen, and certainly during and after. Catch Media Simulation helps you do that in a safe, confidential environment without consequences that we've been witnessing now for the past few days. So if you think that you would like to be better prepared than it seems certain departments were in Los Angeles, then think about using Catch Media Simulation, using professional journalists to respond to your statements, your initiatives, before a crisis even happens, so that you can test out what would happen if you did this or that. Only professional journalists can show you exactly how the real media will happen if it happens. Have a look at catchmediasimulation.com. Have a look at our services. We're here to help.